You get what I was saying?
Yeah, no, you were.
Because you told me not to talk about editing. I was like, fuck.
You are listening to the Retrospect podcast, a podcast where I bring you the most interesting people I know from all around the world to share their stories to inspire you to become the best version of yourself. I'm your host, Daria Lang, and the podcast starts now.
Yeah. Guys, hello. We are here for round two.
Round two. Thank you for having me again. Second time's the charm.
Second charm is a time. Yep. Second time is a charm.
For
It's
real.
one of those days. I actually feel super exhausted this morning. This whole week I got really bad sleep. But you were telling me how you only get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and I find that insane. Like,
Yeah, because of editing. But today I had the worst nightmare. I felt like I couldn't wake up, and I was like sleeping, but I was awake, and I was still dreaming, but I wasn't. It was so weird. It was like
wait,
the weirdest night ever.
wait, share the nightmare.
It was several nightmares, and I dreamed about random stuff. Like it was all over the place, and I was just having really bad times. It was
Okay.
several nightmares. I wish I could share, but it was just too bad to even share on a podcast.
Okay, no worries. You know what I was thinking the other day? The fact that you only get 4 or 5 hours of sleep, but you don't have any dark circles under your eyes. Like, that's just not fair.
It's called concealer.
Really? But even in your no
Yeah.
makeup videos on your vlogs, it seems like you have no dark circles. Anyways,
Oh,
whatever.
whatever.
Okay, for the people who don't know who you are, who is Stefanie Rome?
Stefanie Rome is a 19-year-old girl, and I thought about this. I feel like people that don't know me and just know me over Instagram, they would say, "Oh, she's such a bitch. She like is so full of herself." That's what I hear all the time when people meet me the first time, and they say that that's the way they perceived me. And then they tell me that I'm the total opposite, and that's also something my dad taught me, that nobody's better than anybody else. We're
Mm-hmm.
all on the same equal level. So I would just say, if I would have to describe myself, I'm actually really nerdy, which people wouldn't think of me. I'm like quirky. I love my cartoons. I love science, which I hated in school. So weird.
Wait, same. I hated it in school, but I love science.
Yeah, it's so weird. I like
Like, I
love,
love it. It's
for
really
real.
interesting.
And I would also say, if my biggest quality, which I think puts me apart from some people maybe, is that I love hosting so much. It's like my favorite thing. If I wouldn't want to do YouTube, I would definitely be like a wedding planner, party planner. That's like what I would go into fully. And yeah, I just really care about people a lot. So hosting would be my number one thing to describe myself. I'm a good host.
Guys, if you haven't seen Steffi's vlogs, they're so good. She has her Vlogmas going on, 25 days. We're going to talk about the work ethic that goes into that because that's insane. But Stefanie, or like Stefanie. I call you Stefanie, okay.
Stephanie.
You always have like an open house. You always have your friends over.
Yeah, I always have my friends over. It is an open house. Anybody can come at any time. People call me at 3 a.m. crying. They're like, "Can I come over?" I'm like, "Sure, come over. Sleep in my bed, cuddle with Rudolph. He's right there." If you don't know who
Rudolph.
Rudolph is, I'm good. Just gonna get him. He's my favorite thing. If my house is burning, I'm just getting him. All I
I
need.
love
All I need.
Rudolph. That does not
No.
look like the Rudolph we know from the media, like Rudolph the
Yeah.
Red-Nosed Reindeer. No, I love him. Guys, check out Stefanie's room tour. It's actually super fire. Okay, so the main reason I reached out to Stefanie was because I saw her YouTube channel a few years ago with one of our mutual friends, Lily, and I just happened to click on her channel and I thought, who is this? Like, okay, finally someone from Vienna has a YouTube channel. Because for those of you guys who don't know, I had a YouTube channel in 8th grade, and when I came to 9th grade in Vienna, everyone would bully me and like pull up my videos in class and just play them and like mock me and like putting on my makeup and everything like this. which and so that I just quit from there. But then I started a podcast and I came here, blah, 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 blah. So it was super cool to see someone that actually has a YouTube channel in Vienna because it's just very uncommon. So I had to reach out to her. I sent her a long message explaining why I need her on the podcast, and she agreed. So here we are today. So, okay, I didn't even know where to start because there's so many things to say, but how, like, just tell us about the process of your YouTube channel and how it kind of started and then what you kind of dealt with. We're gonna dive into that.
We're diving in. Are we going full?
Like full in. Like I want to hear all of it.
Okay, so it started off when I always loved YouTube. In my opinion, YouTube is the one social media app where you can really see a person and see their character more real and in more depth. My favorite content creators are basically all YouTubers, I would say. I watch YouTube is my main form of social media. I'm not a lot of on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. I don't even have TikTok. Sorry.
I think you need to get one though.
Yeah, but it consumes so much of my time. I did
know
have
it's
it.
so addicting. It's so
addicting. But I really love YouTube as an app. And when I was 13, I started like doing morning routines like Alicia Marie, Bethany Moda, I think.
Bethany Moda, love her.
They were, I mean, absolute queens. I still watch Alicia Marie every single day. And then I did a couple of videos, but never uploaded them. And when I was 15, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel, and it was fully based on beauty and fashion. And that was, I personally think, dumb of me to do because it officially put me in a niche, which I evolved so much over the time. I'm not even the same person I was when I was 15. I don't like the same things. I don't like the same music, nothing. I'm not similar. And I started my YouTube channel. It was basically just makeup and beauty. And now I took a little break, and now I'm back with every single week, 3 videos during Vlogmas, obviously every single day, and just doing whatever I like to do, figuring out what I like, what I don't like, and what I vibe with and what I don't vibe with.
Okay, I've seen your videos and you upload what you said 3 times a week?
Yeah, and for Vlogmas, obviously more.
Okay, and guys, for those of you guys who don't know what Vlogmas is vlogging every day from the 1st of December to the 25th, so leading up to Christmas. And for those of you guys who've never edited a video, I don't think anyone understands how much work goes into that. So, and even 3 videos a week for me just seems like so much, and maybe just because I'm not like an expert. But how do you balance your time? Like how do you even get all of that done?
So for those of you who don't know, like YouTube is Did you hear that?
You can just keep going.
For those of you who don't know, YouTube is my passion. Today, everything is going wrong, okay?
Everything is going wrong today, guys.
Bell is ringing, whatever. If it's gonna ring again, I'm gonna throw a fit, okay? No, but YouTube is my passion. So editing for me, it's the best part about it all, and it's also the worst part about it because it's the most time-consuming one. And if you're a perfectionist like me, you want the jump cut to be exactly at the right mark. You want the effects to be here. And Final Cut Pro, where I edit on at least, is such a hard program to learn. There's so many plugins. There's
so many different gadgets.
So much.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult to understand. It takes a lot of time. It's like learning something new. And for instance, with Vlogmas now, I wake up at 6 a.m. or at 5 a.m., depending how long the video is going to take. And then I just edit. And I told myself, I was like, for Vlogmas, the maximum mark that you can edit a video is going to be 7 hours. It's not allowed to be more than that, because otherwise you're just going to waste your day. And the last 3 days, let's not talk about them, because the editing process was 10 hours because I was just not in the mood. You know, that happens, but It was just a lot. Yeah.
Wait, so you're editing from what, 5 a.m. in the morning for 7 hours straight then?
Well, I edit the night before as well, about an hour or 2. But if I don't, like I did the past 3 days, it obviously takes like 10 hours. So
that's insane. Okay, guys. So obviously, so you were very passionate about it in order to like have to have this kind of focus. But I can see it through your videos though. Like I can, and that's why I reached out to you in the first place, because if I didn't get this vibe, I wouldn't have written to you. Like, guys, you have such a charismatic and like open energy in your videos, and not to
Thank
get
you.
like super spiritual, but I like literally feel it like through my phone screen. Okay.
Because that's like the reason for that is though because like YouTube, I know how important YouTube was for me in the time where I wasn't feeling my best, that I just want to be that type of person to maybe the person watching my video.
Okay, so you're in Vienna, right? Vienna, Austria. I was living there for 2 years. For everyone probably listening to this knows that. I so okay, I love Vienna, super open in many aspects, but I feel like it's also very traditional and in many aspects as well. So when you started your YouTube channel, what kind of feedback did you get from people, if you don't mind
I
sharing?
mean, it was horrible. I mean, it still is horrible, but at the very beginning, I mean, I got death threats. I was always subject to cyberbullying. I feel like I don't know
Did you
why I
ever
got.
have Ask a Femme?
Yeah, it was horrible. I mean, I mean, I can't even explain how bad that app was for my mental health.
Just terrible.
Terrible.
Okay, so how did you deal with that? That's the thing. Because I think you were off and on. So did you have to stop for a while and then kind of resume once you felt better?
Yeah. So why I stopped was not necessarily because I got so much bullying. I always knew how to deal with bullying, as dumb as it sounds. My dad at a very early age, and that was one of the best things I've ever heard from him, said to me, he was like, people are gonna talk shit about you regardless, and it's not gonna stop. And this is for every single person on this planet. People will just talk shit about you, and the sooner you deal with it, the sooner you're gonna be happy. And that's something I realized at a very early age, and what really formed me to be the person I am now. Because people always come to me and they're like, this happened, and these people talk shit about me, and what am I gonna do? And I'm just like,
Like, don't
just
care. Like,
just
goodbye.
stop caring. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And in the end, everybody will just look out for themselves anyways. And they don't
Always.
think about it. Do you really care what some person that you once talked about does? Which was
No.
so bad. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So just live your life with no regrets and just go ahead and do it. That's what I would say.
And so, because you also stopped for, because I remember when I first subscribed to you, it was like 2 years ago when you did that challenge with Lily. And
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of just forgot about it a bit. And then you started uploading again. And then I was like, oh, and then I started watching your vlogs like during lunch, like eating my little salad, you know? And so, um,
Ooh.
but how how was kind of like the comeback of it? Like, how did you feel? Like, did you just feel a lot more secure? Because you also started posting a lot more often, and like your content seemed like a lot more streamlined, if you know what I mean. So
Mhm.
did you kind of just feel, yeah, more confident about it, or did you just stop like giving a fuck and start posting?
Why I stopped posting, as I said, was because of several reasons, but actually more, the biggest reason why I stopped posting was because the content that I was creating wasn't the person who I was. If you go back to my very early videos, it seems a little bit fake. And when you're young, you don't really know exactly how to act in front of the camera. At least I didn't know how to act and how to portray my personality, who I am in real life, towards a screen. It's really difficult. And the older I got, the more I realized what I like style wise, what I like to watch, what's my music, who are the people I like, who are the people that I'm gonna cut out of my life. And when that happened, I was like, I'm gonna go full stream ahead. As I figured everything out, I was like, I'm gonna go full stream ahead, just go my lane, and everybody that wants to roll with me, they can roll with me, and everybody who's gonna not support me can leave, because I'll be your ride or die if you're gonna be my ride or die. That's just how I see it. It's just
I
that easy.
love that. Wait, I love that so much. And I feel like, but that's literally the exact vibe I get from your videos. It just seems so much more natural. And
Hmm.
I like what you said before, like when even when you're younger, many people don't know how to act in front of a camera or a podcast or whatever, or I mean, whatever you're doing. Can you just give a few recommendations for what you would recommend for other people who may want to start something like this? Because I feel like many people are just so scared. And even I was telling before this recording how I literally want to become like a fashion influencer, and I really love also just being more myself on my podcast. And sometimes I post something and people even tell me like, oh, Daria, this is weird, or I think that it's super weird and I shouldn't post it. Like, let's say you're giving advice to me or anyone else,